Okay, so in this lecture video, we will discuss the hyperbolic or the trigonometric functions. No, trigonometric functions. Okay, trigonometric and the hyperbolic functions. Hyperbolic functions. Okay, of your complex number Okay, so how do we are the following are the learning outcomes, okay, of this lecture video. Number one, at the end of our discussion, no, we will be able to derive, no, we will be able to derive the formulas, okay, or the definition, okay, of the trigonometric function and the hyperbolic functions, okay, of your given complex number. And number two, no, we will be able to solve, okay, the trigonometric function and the hyperbolic function of any given complex numbers. So first thing first, no, let's try to derive, okay, the trigonometric functions of any given complex number. Let's derive, no, the different functions of any given complex number. Yeah. So to derive, like for example, di ba, recall that meron tayong different forms ng ating complex number. One of its form, meron tayong tinatawag na trigonometric functions, wherein sa trigonometric function, your complex number z is defined as your r cis theta, or that is just simply equal to your r times we have here your cosine theta plus that is your I sine theta. Okay, so this is your complex number in trigonometric form. Another form ng complex number po natin is said to be your exponential form, wherein sa exponential form z is defined as your r e raised to theta times your I. No, where r here is said to be the modulo or the magnitude ng ating complex number in a complex plane, and your theta is said to be the argument or the direction of your given complex number in a complex plane. So to derive first, no, like for example, a sine function, okay, considering that this one is same complex number, pwede po natin siyang i-equate as your z ng trigonometric form, which is also equal to your z ng ating exponential form. In this case, no, the complex number in terms of its trigonometric form, that is again r is time, or that is r cosine plus we have here your I sine theta, which is equal to your r e raised to theta times your I. By multiplying both sides of this by 1 over r, since they have the same magnitude or modulo, so we can say that your cosine theta plus that is your I sine theta, okay, is just simply equal to our a raised to I times your theta. So this would be our equation number 1. Similarly, if we want to derive your e raised to negative theta times I, or I times theta, that is just simply equal to your cosine theta minus that is your I sine theta. In that case, that would be our equation number 2. So like for example, if we wish to derive the sine function of any given complex number, that is just simply subtracting equation 1 from your equation number 2. No, subtracting these following functions or equations. So copy lang natin ito. Yan. Okay. So copy lang natin ito. Okay, then the operation would be subtraction. So let's try to subtract the following. So subtract. Okay, in this case po, as you observe, maka-cancel out lang yung ating cosine function. Okay, maka-cancel out si cosine function, and that would be equal to, that is your 2 times I, then we have here your sine theta, which is equal to e raised to theta times I minus e raised to theta, negative theta times your I. By multiplying both sides of this by 1 over 2i, so we can see that your sine theta is equal to 1 over your 2 times I times that is e raised to theta times I minus e to the negative theta times your I. So that is your sine function. Similarly, no, if we wish to derive cosine naman po, so ibig sabihin, yung two equation naman po natin ay ipag-add. In that case, again, by copying these two equations again, okay, but this time, no, the operation naman po is an addition. So adding these two equation, as we observe, ito po magiging 2 cosine theta, then this one would be maka-cancel out po ito. Okay, this one would be cancel out. Okay, and this is equal, sir, to your e raised to theta times I plus e to the negative theta times your I. Multiplying both sides of this by 1/2. Okay, multiplying both sides by 1/2. So we can say that your cosine theta is equal to your 1/2 times e raised to theta times I plus e to the negative theta times your I. Okay, so in these derivations, no, we could come up with the definition ng ating mga trigonometric functions. So like for example, again, the trigonometric function of your given complex number is defined as by letting our z be your complex number in rectangular form x plus yi, where x and y is said to be the real and imaginary part respectively. So in that case, we can say that our sine z is just simply equal to, that is 1 over 2 times I times that is e raised to zi minus e to the negative zi. So we have this. Similarly, we have here your cosine z is equal to, that is 1 over 2 times e raised to zi plus e to the negative zi. Then we have here your tangent z. We know that your tangent z is just simply equal to your sine z over your cosine z. Meaning to say, yung mga identities din po may also apply kay complex number. Or that is just simply equal to, no, that is just simply equal to your e raised to zi minus e to the negative zi all over, we have here your I times that is e raised to zi plus e to the negative zi. So parang ganyan siya. Okay? Similarly, kapag gusto naman po natin kunin yung cosecant of your given complex number z, di ba, we know that your cosecant is just simply the reciprocal ng ating sine z. Ibig sabihin, this one could be expressed as your 2 times I all over, that is e raised to zi minus e to the negative zi. So parang ganyan siya. Then we have here your second z. Again, we know that your secant is just simply the reciprocal ng ating cosine z, or that is also equal to 2 over, that is e raised to zi plus e to the negative zi. Tapos po, lastly, we have here your cotangent z is just simply equal to the reciprocal ng ating tangent z, okay, or that is equal to your cosine z over ang ating sine z, which is by definition, this is equal to, no, reciprocal lang nito, so that is e raised to zi plus e to the negative zi, okay, over, we have your e raised to zi minus e to the negative zi, okay, times your I. So the following or the definition ng ating trigonometric function, and to evaluate trigonometric functions of any given complex number, you just simply substitute the value of your z to this, then evaluate algebraically. So evaluate nyo lang po siya, again, algebraically. Okay? So let's have here an example. Okay, kunwari, sir, we have here an example. Okay, example number 1. So like for example, no, we have to evaluate, okay, we have to evaluate, like for example, the sign ng ating 0.123, like for example, minus 0.129. I. So like for example, no, if we want to evaluate this one, again, inputting this one to its definition, we know that this value, no, ito po, okay, using this definition, okay, using this definition can be expressed as, no, it can be expressed as 1 over 2 times your I times we have here e raised to your z, which is this one. So that is e raised to 0.123 minus 0.129 I times that is positive I minus that is e raised to negative 0.123 minus 0.129 I. Okay, evaluating the following. Okay, so that is also equal to 1 over 2 I times, ito po magiging e raised to I times I, that is negative 1 times negative, so magiging positive 0.129 okay, plus that is 0.123 I. Ito rin po, multiplying that is negative times negative, meron ditong I, no? Negative, negative, that is positive times negative 1. So that is e raised to negative 0.129 k minus 0.123 I. Okay, in that case, di ba, ang goal po natin is to transform this one into rectangular form para ma-divide natin. So first thing first, no, i-convert muna natin lahat into corresponding exponential form. So to convert by applying or law of exponent, di ba sabi natin, kung meron ako ditong a raised to m plus n, equal siya kay a raised to m times a raised to n. Okay? So, in this case, this one can also, or another property would be, kapag meron daw tayo ditong e raised to the natural logarithm of x, equal din siya kay x. So, applying the following laws or properties, so we can say that e raised to the natural logarithm ng 0.129 times that is e raised to 0.123 I k minus that is e raised to the natural logarithm, no? Ano ba? That is e raised to, no. This one pala. Okay? So, kailangan ito po ay matanggal siya. Okay? So, applying the following properties, so parang this one can be expressed as 0.0129. Diba? That is, again, 0.129 k times that is e raised to 0.123 I minus e raised to negative 0.129 okay times that is e raised to negative 0.123 I. Tapos i-convert lang natin yung mga following into corresponding rectangular form. Okay, so hindi na natin kailangan to second property. So, convert the following into corresponding rectangular form. So, again, ang gagawin nyo po, first thing first, no, set up the mode or set up your ito, yung mode natin. So, set up natin first into complex number that is mode 2. Tapos, since exponential is involved, so shift this one into rad. Okay, tapos, that is alpha e. No, that is alpha e raised to, that is 0.129. Tapos, bar angle, and that is bar angle 0.123. So, ang gagawin nyo lang natin, equal lang natin ito. So, ito na siya. Ayan. So, this is equal po in rectangular form na 1.129. No, that is 1.129. Okay, plus that is 0.139 or that is 140i. Okay, minus, applying the same property din po dito, or ito po magiging e raised to negative 0.129 tapos negative 0.123. Ayan. So this is equal to, ayan, that is 0.872. No? That is 0.872 minus 0.108. I. Tapos using our calculator, perform this indicated operation. So that is 1 over 2 times I, okay, times, subtract nyo lang ito, that is 1.129 I, 1.129 plus 0.140 I minus, that is 0.872 minus 0.108 I. Okay? So equal po siya to this one, no? Equal daw siya kay 0.124, 0.124 minus 0.129 I. So convert lang po natin ito into corresponding polar form. Okay? So again, set up the mode of your calcu into degree. Yan, so shift 3. Okay, that is shift 3. Tapos shift 2, convert into polar form. So that is 3. So we have this one. So equal daw po ito kay 0.179. That is 0.179 bar angle negative 46.02 degrees. So we have this one. So that's how do we evaluate, no, the trigonometric functions using its definition. Okay? Using its definition. So meron pa po siya ang much better process or procedure, no, to evaluate the trigonometric function. But before that, okay, let's try to define first, no, the trigonometric functions of any complex number, or rather hyperbolic functions of your given complex number. So the following hyperbolic functions po, no need to derive. No need to derive siya. It is because no need to derive, it is because gagamitin natin yung kanyang definition. So, paano po yun? No? Number one definition po natin, if we have here your hyperbolic sine of z, diba? By definition, it is equal to 1/2 times e raised to zi, okay, minus e to the negative zi. Then number two, we have here your cos ng z is equal to 1/2 times, that is e raised to zi plus e to the negative zi. Then we have here your hyperbolic tangent z is equal po, ganun din po, that is your hyperbolic sine of z over your hyperbolic cos of z, or that is equal to e raised to zi minus e to the negative zi all over, that is e raised to zi plus e to the negative zi. Okay? Similarly, kung kukunin nyo naman din po yung inverse or yung hyperbolic cosecant rider ng z, again, equal lang din po ito sa reciprocal ng hyperbolic sine z, which is equal to 2 over, that is e raised to zi minus e to the negative zi. Ganun din po kay second, hyperbolic second z, equal din to 1 over your cos z, or that is equal to 2 over, that is e raised to zi plus e to the negative zi. Then we have here your hyperbolic cotangent of z, equal lang din po siya sa 1 over hyperbolic tangent z, or this is equal to your cos z over your hyperbolic sine of z, which is equal to e raised to zi plus e to the negative zi all over, that is e raised to zi minus e to the negative zi. So the following definition of your hyperbolic functions may also use to evaluate the hyperbolic functions of any given complex number. But as you can see, or as we observe, that no, the definition of your trigonometric function and hyperbolic functions are almost the same. No, they are almost the same, or they are much alike. So ibig sabihin, no, we can use the following relationships, no, ng trigonometric function to hyperbolic, no, to evaluate both hyperbolic and trigonometric function. Paano po 'yan? So ang gagawin po natin, again, considering we have here the following relationship, okay, of trigonometric function and hyperbolic function. So as you can see, meron tayong same derivation. So meaning to say that kung meron daw tayo ditong sine y times I, this one can also be expressed as your negative I. This one can be expressed as your I times that is a hyperbolic sine y. So yung sine na imaginary number na yi, gagawin mo siyang I times your hyperbolic sine y. Same as ang ating cos yi ay equal din lang siya kay cos ng y. Tapos ang ating tangent yi ay equal lang po siya kay I times that is your hyperbolic tangent ng ating y. Ngayon naman, from hyperbolic to trigo, meaning to say, kung meron din naman kayo dito ang hyperbolic sine ng iy, equal din siya kay I sine times positive y. Same as yung cos, iy ay equal din siya kay cos ng y. Tapos po, yung ating hyperbolic tangent ng ating iy ay equal naman, or yi ay equal siya kay I times that is your tangent y. Ngayon, sir, paano natin siya gagamitin? So, we will use these identities. No? So, gagamitin po natin itong identities na to. So, like for example, we can let z be equal to your complex number, x plus yi. So, in that case, the first identity you may use is, kunwari, meron daw kayo ditong sign ng complex number x plus or minus yi. So, anong gagamitin mo po dito? Ang gagamitin mo po dito, okay, so this one can be expressed as, this one is sin, cos, cosine, di ba? That is sin x, tapos cos ng yi, okay, plus or minus cosine x. Now, that is cosine x times that is your sin y times I. So, pwede nyo pong gamitin ito. Okay? Tapos po, number 2, kung gusto nyo naman pong gamitin yung cos ng x plus or minus yi, ang gagamitin nyo pong identity that is cos cosine sin. So parang that is cosine x times we have here your cosine yi minus plus. So ibig sabihin kapag plus, minus, kapag minus, use plus. Cos cosine sin. So parang this is sine x times that is your sine y times I. Tapos, apply mo yung following relationship. Okay? Number 3, kung meron naman po tayo ditong tangent ng complex number x plus yi, okay, equal lang po ito kay this is equal to your tangent x plus or minus tangent y all over that is 1 minus plus that is your tangent of x times tangent of y. So parang tan, 1, tan. Okay? So, ang gagawin nyo rin po for the hyperbolic functions since they are almost the same or very much alike. So, ang gagawin nyo lang po, halos same lang nito. Papalitan nyo lang ng sign. So like for example, kapag hyperbolic functions, kunwari hyperbolic sine h, dadagdagan nyo lang to ng h. So ibig sabihin, hyperbolic sine, tapos ito cos sine, ganyan siya. Ganun din po dito, magiging cos. Yan, cos. Pero this time, ito magiging plus minus. So dito hindi nagbabago ng sign. Plus minus, hyperbolic sine, hyperbolic sine. Tapos eto rin po, papalitan nyo lang to, gagawin nyo lang siyang tangent. No? Gagawin nyo lang siyang hyperbolic tangent. Ayan. Tapos eto magiging plus minus lang din ito. So para magiging hyperbolic tangent x plus hyperbolic tangent yi all over, ayan, plus minus hyperbolic tangent y. So paano po nangyayari to? Okay, so let's have here an example. Yung example natin kanina, suppose we have this one. Diba? Suppose we wish to evaluate this one, but this time, another solution. So, kailangan mag-come up tayo with the same answer. Suppose we have this one. Okay, so another solution po na to would be this. Okay, another solution would be this. So, another solution, okay, another solution would be this one. So, applying this property, ito po, ni sign or identity, this one can be also expressed as your sign, sin, cos, cosine, no? That is sine 0.123, okay, tapos cosine ng 0.129, I. So kung minus ito, minus din. Tapos we have your cosine 0.123, okay, 0.123, tapos we have your sine 0.129 I. So using this relationship, yung mga cos and sine could be expressed as this one. Okay? So ibig sabihin, etong cosine po na to, no, etong cosine, yung cursor, yun. Yan. So this one po, no, can be expressed as your cos ng 0.129. Tapos ito naman po, this one can be expressed as your I times that is your hyperbolic sine 0.129. So ang gagawin lang po natin, no, using your calculator. So input nyo lang yan ng diretso. Make sure that the mode of your calcu is in radian mode. Okay, so radian siya. Tapos, input mo lang yan. So, parang sine 0.123. Ayan. Tapos, this is cos. Ito siya. And cos 0.129. And 0.129 minus cosine. Cosine 0.123. Ayan. Times, we have here your I. Tapos, hyperbolic sine. Hyperbolic sine 1. Ayan. Sine 0.129. Okay? So, equal mo lang po yan. Eto na siya. No? That is 0.123 or 124. Okay, that is 124 minus 0.128 I. So, kung i-convert po natin yan into corresponding polar form, so again, make sure that the mode of your calcu is in make sure that the mode of your calcu is in radian. So, shift mode, degree. Yan. Tapos, shift to number 3. So, equal siya kay negative 0.178, positive 0.178, bar angle, negative 46.06 degree. So, dapat almost the same. Yeah. 0.179, 178, close, negative 0.4602, that is negative 4606. Yan. So, it is the same or close to equal. So, another solution would be this. Okay? So, let's try to evaluate more. Another example. Okay? Suppose we have this naman. No, kunwari, meron naman ako ditong hyperbolic secant. No, hyperbolic secant ng 3 bar angle 72 degrees. No, suppose we have this. So, first thing first, no, let's try to convert no yung angle po dito into rectangular form. So, convert into rectangular form, that is just simply your hyperbolic secant of, again, we have here 3 bar angle 72. No, that is 72, tapos equal. Yan ang kanyang rectangular form. So, that is approximately 0.927 K plus, that is 2.853 I. Okay, so in that case, palitan lang natin siya. We know that, di ba, yung hyperbolic second po natin of z ay equal lang siya kay 1 over your cos z. So, ibig sabihin, ito po can be expressed as 1 over, no? That is 1 over, yan, we have here your cos nito. So, copying ko na lang to. Yan, cos this one. Okay? So, kung cos po ito, apply nyo lang yung property. Okay? So, this is also equal, sir, to 1 over applying the identity earlier. So, ang cos is cos sin sin. So, parang mangyayari, that is cos 0.927, no? That is 0.927 times 0.927 cos sin sin. So, that is cos, no? 2.853 I. Okay, kung plus po ito, plus din siya, cos, so that is your hyperbolic sine ng 0.927, okay, times that is your hyperbolic sine ng 2.853 I. Okay, so ito po yung kanyang identity. Okay, so ngayon po, papalitan ulit natin ito. Yung cos, this cos, okay, magiging cosine 2.853 na lang siya. Tapos, etong hyperbolic sine, this one can be expressed na lang siya as your I times your sine ng 2.853. So, using your calculator again to evaluate this, diba? Make sure again that the mode of your calcu is in radian para hindi ka na nagko-convert. So that is 1 over, that is cos 0.927. Tapos we have your cosine, that is 2.853. Okay, tapos plus hyperbolic sine ng 0.927 times I times we have here your sine ng 2.853. So, equal nyo lang yan. Makukuha nyo na kagad yung rectangular form. So, mabilis siya compared with its definition. Pero again, you can use its definition pa rin naman. So, parang that is negative 0.682 K minus 0.148 I. So, using or convert into polar form. So, palitan lang natin ito ng degree. Tapos, shift 2, 3. Ayan. So, we have here, ayan, we have 0.697 or 698 bar angle negative 167.78 degrees. So, ito po yung second nito. That is the second, this one. Still recording naman. Yes. Okay. So, yun. Now, another example. Number 3. So, like for example, tangent naman. No, we have here your tangent, the square root of, like for example, 1 plus I. No, suppose we have this one. So, to evaluate, kailangan ma-evaluate muna natin, no, yung nasa loob ng tangent into a complex number in the form of x plus yi or in to rectangular form. So, paano yon? Evaluate muna natin yung 1 plus I. So, suppose meron ka ditong scratch work. Diba? Ang 1 plus I can be expressed in terms of its polar form na So, that is, again, 1 plus I. Okay, shift 2, 3. Yan, no? That is 1.414. This 1.414 K bar angle 45 degrees. So to evaluate the square root, sabi natin that the square root ng r bar angle theta is equal to the square root of your r bar angle 1/2 times theta plus that is 180 times k. Considering that ang kinukuha natin is your principal root, so 0 na po ito. So therefore, ang aking 1 plus I can be expressed as square root ng 1.414, 1.189, that is 1.189. Okay, bar angle 45 is 23.5. Okay, so convert lang natin ito again into rectangular form. So that is 1.189. Yan, bar angle 23, 22.5 lang pala. Yan. 22.5. So this is equal to 1.098 plus 0.455 I. Okay, so this is again 22.5. That is 22.5. So substituting the following values to this, so ito magiging tangent ng 1.098 plus that is 0.455 I. So apply nyo lang po again yung mga following property. So ibig sabihin or identity, this one po can be expressed as your tangent ng 1.098 k plus we have here your tangent ng 0.455 ki all over we have your 1 minus, kung plus yun, minus ito, that is your tangent ng 1.098 times that is your tangent ng 0.455 I. So in that case, ang tangent, imaginary number natin can also be expressed as your hyperbolic tangent or I times hyperbolic tangent ng 0.455, same as with this one. So ito magiging ano din to, I tangent, hyperbolic tangent ng 0.455. Okay, so using our calculator to evaluate, okay, so using our calculator, so we have here tangent ng 1.098, okay, plus tangent again, this is I times hyperbolic tangent, over 3, ng 0.455 all over 1 minus tangent 1.098 k times, this is I times hyperbolic tangent ng 0.455. Okay, so make sure again that the mode of your calcu is in radian mode. Radian natin siya, tapos equal. Ayan. So therefore, this is equal, sir, to 0.945. That is 945 plus that is 1.213 I. So evaluate or transform into polar form. Palitan ulit yung mode into degree. Yan. Tapos shift to 3. Shift to 3. Therefore, this is equal to 1.538 bar angle, that is 52.08 degrees. So we have this one. Okay, we have this one. So again, no, in evaluating the trigonometric functions and hyperbolic functions, apply the following relationship and identities instead of using definition. Okay? Though pwede rin naman yung definition, kaya lang it would be easier if you use the following identities and properties. So that would be the end of this lecture video. Thank you.